My main objective for this little talk is to show you the complexity of the business that we are in, all these different kinds of concepts that we're working with, and therefore all these different types of systems of measurement that are linked to all these various concepts that we deal with. So, topic: unlocking the accountability with KPIs. Right. For me, and I want to build this based on a model that came out of my own PhD research a long time ago. This is why I got into this field of place branding, because I studied this for my PhD beginning of this century, basically. And then rewrote all that work into a book that we published in 2009 called Place Branding. And the whole book is built around a model with which we're trying to conceptualize all the elements that we're working with in place marketing, place branding. And it all starts with a host and a guest. You've got a place, a location, a city, a region, a country that wants to be host to guests. Could be tourists, obviously, but could also be foreign investment, could be foreign students, could be people trading, whatever. And at the end of the day, I think the golden egg that we're all after is to sell products and change people's behavior, right? So we want to sell an investment product to investment, we want to sell a tourism product to tourists, etc. And therefore, in order to do that, we might be doing some marketing communications. And as of last 10 years, of course, we're also doing lots of social media campaigns. Well, actually, I would call all of this marketing. There's nothing new to any of this. We've been doing this for decades, right? You're selling a product to this is marketing 101. You're selling a product to a target market, you're identifying your target audience, you buy media, or nowadays, of course, you do campaigns, and you're selling that stuff to that potential market. Nothing new to that. Correct me if I'm wrong. So why have we started talking about place branding, city branding, nation branding? What are the elements that are added to this diagram, to this conceptual model, that enhance the idea of place marketing into the idea of nation branding, city branding, region branding? What are the elements? Shout. Help me. What? The people of the place. Yes, absolutely. I would call that identity in a broader term, which of course is very much to do with the people of the place. So identity is here. Is that the first one coming up? So branding, yeah. And on the other side, remember this is the host, so we're looking at the location here. Here's the market. What are the other elements that we're looking at when we're talking about branding? We're forgetting some of this, which is essential. What's that? No. What is brand about? Image. Yes, thank you very much. Image, perceived image, right? At the end, this is what makes marketing into branding. We're dealing with a perceived image of place. And of course, why have we come to find out that this is important? Well, if you're looking at the academic literature, and this is why we're bringing these communities together in the International Place Branding Association, you've got tourism researchers that have been researching destination image for decades. You've got FDI people, researchers, that have been studying national image for decades. You've got marketing people in business schools looking at country of origin effect of exports for a long time. And all of the research shows that if you want to be successful in your marketing, if you want to be successful in selling a product to a target market, you have to make sure that the awareness of your place, your city, your region, country, that you have name awareness, that people have heard of you, and that you've got a positive image. If you have that, if people have heard of you and you've got a positive image, it makes your job so much easier. Just look at the great campaign just now. It's actually, it's a nice campaign, don't get me wrong, and I'm not going to criticize it, but they've got a bloody easy job, right? Great Britain is top 3 nation brand in the world. There isn't a person above the age of 7 that hasn't heard of Great Britain or the United Kingdom. And you've got David Beckham, the cars, the music, so many icons, so many celebrities, past and present. It's just like unfolding a box of goodies, right? And you just throw them at people. How easy can it be, right? And Conrad, is he still in the room, was talking to a lady from Slovenia just during the break. What are you going to tell them to do? Slovenia. So I don't want to be rude, but I don't know. By the way, I'm Dutch. I live in Belgium, and the Belgians have the same problem. You know, the Brits have this joke: if you're at a party and the conversation dies down and nobody knows anything to say anymore, they'll say, "Can you name me 10 famous Belgians?" That's right, and that's the rest of the evening, right? Where's Ludwig? He's Brand Flanders. Okay. So anyway, so we know that name awareness and image helps being more successful in your marketing. And then, of course, the news media image is part of this whole constellation of concepts that we're working with when we call it branding. And I like to make a clear distinction between marketing and branding, because even today and in the practice of it, and even in academia, it's convoluted. It's marketing / branding. It's like it's the same thing. It's like the synonymous. And they're not. You're dealing with different concepts and you're dealing with different challenges. So the payoff of the GREAT campaign, if you ask me, is a marketing payoff. You're actually doing a marketing job. You're selling cars to other countries. You're selling your music industry. You're whatever. Maybe that's a bit of a rigorous way, a fascist way of looking at it. But for me, that's important. And I'll show you why when we're dealing with measurement.